Hello and welcome to Baby Steps in Create Studio 3 Part 11, the icons, and I'm on version 3.4.2 of Create Studio 3 and I'm Tony at Tony's Tutorials. Right, we're going to start off with a new project and we're in the studio already. Add a background and we're going to go to categories, and it's on all categories at the moment, but I'm going to change that by hitting that down arrow. Go to gradient. And I've got one here that I've already downloaded to my desktop, and I'm going to drag it along by clicking the left mouse and drag it onto canvas. As you can see, it's fitted the canvas nicely, but it'll only get to 10 because it's a video. As you can see here, it says video there. Right, so that means you can't stretch that video any longer than the 10 that it's on already. It won't go any bigger. You can cut it and make it smaller, but you can't make it bigger. So if you wanted to make it any longer, you'd have to duplicate it by using this duplicate button like that, or Control and D in Windows to duplicate it, or Command and D in Apple Mac. So if you want to do that, you can do that. Right, I'm just going to delete them. And what I want to do now is I want to show you that with the cursor on it, you can move it around like that, which you don't want to do that if possible. So you click on center it to center it back onto the canvas properly. Then right click on the actual video on the timeline and click lock. That way you can't move it accidentally and it's better for you. Right, now I'm going to change the name of that video. Okay, will it let you? No, it won't. While it's locked, you can't do anything with it. So if you unlock it and then change the name of the video, you could change it to like background or whatever. You can do that, right? But I'm not going to bother with it because all I needed to do was lock it to stop it from moving position, right? Next, we're going on to the icons, which is I use the back arrow to get back onto studio part there. As you can see, that's white and the others are greyed out. Now the icons are here under this present shape. It says icons, and you just left click on that and it gives you the category all categories. So you're in the all categories section, which shows you all the icons down here, but there's a hell of a lot of them. So if you wanted to find something in particular, you could either scroll through the lot, scroll through different categories, or do what I'm going to do now, which is search categories. Well, search element, and I'm going to put clock in. So we've got a clock, and here's the clock that I want, so I'm just going to drag that on because I've already downloaded it off the cloud. These signs show that these have not been downloaded, as you can see there. If I wanted to download that, I could by clicking on that icon and then bringing it across, and it's there. Right, so that one, they call it a sand clock, I call it an egg timer. But there you go. That's what we do in the UK, we call it egg timer. But there you go. Right, so now with this particular one, it's got a purple circle around the clock, but I don't want it purple, I want it green. I'm awkward like that, but there's nowhere on here to change the colour. So what do? I have to go to the effects, which is these two stars put together. Click on there, and then it's the effects side, not the component side. And you go down to colour replace. You drag that off there onto the actual thing that you want to replace. Colour off. Then you do add colour. You click on the old colour, you click on the little dropper icon, then you click on the colour you want to replace, and it should go on. Actually it didn't work, but let's go on to the dropper, and then the colour I want to replace, right? Then you click to anywhere down here, and then you go to the new colour, and you change it to that colour you want, and that goes like that once you've changed the circle thing to the position you want it on, right? And there it is. So that looks okay to me, but maybe I didn't want to do it really. I just Nah, I don't think it's as good. I'll use the purple instead. So I want to change it back. All you do is just take off the colour, replace here by clicking on the X. Right, so it goes back to the original form. Right, so you can do that if you want to. Right, now I'm going to delete this and go back into there. Now we go back to all categories, like that, all categories. For some reason it's turned around. I don't know why it's just changed around, but it has. Now, if you have a look per category, you've got 3D icons, 3D elements, animated flat, devices, 3D objects, bobbleheads, flow, food, doodle, illustrations, isometric, flat, SVG, scene objects, and clay alphabet. What I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly run through them very quickly, so you can see what's there, and then I'm going to show you what you can do using one of those elements. Right, so let's go on to 3D elements, 3D icons first, which are here, and I'll just show you what they all are. Different ones there. I haven't gone through them because most of them have not been downloaded onto my thingy. There's some more there, but they're missing. Because obviously it ain't can do them all very quickly, so it's just doing a few at the minute, and that's all they've got for them. That might be the last ones there. Usually they've got quite a few, but these must be the new ones, I think. This is the new stock. Right, now we go on to 3D elements. There's a lot of these, so if it goes like this and it doesn't come up, what you need to do is go back off that category and then go back onto it, and it comes up like that, and then we just go to elements and it'll come up properly like that. Right, as you can see, there's quite a lot of elements there. That's the end. Right, so quite a few things there for that. I can't go much slower than this, because if I go any slower I'll be here for 3 days, so I'm doing it as quick as I can, and then I'm going to show you how to use the elements and that, and give you a few extra information. Now we're on the animated flat, so you got icons like Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and things like that, and other stuff as well. So these have all got animations with them, so you know, have a look at them and look through them as best you can. There's all sorts of different things here, and I might just pull one off at least just to show you it. I've already downloaded that particular one, which is Instagram, and I'll just put that one on just to show you. I'm gonna scale it down on the side here like that. As you can see, there it is, and I'll just play that quickly so you can see what it does. Okay, that's all it does. Right, now as you can see, it's a red colour, and there's no colour properties for it, so I can use the elements effects from this effects and components section, and go down to change colour and do it on that. So if I'm on there, right, I'm going to click it onto there, add colour and replace. So I want to change the old colour, which is this one, and I'm going to change the new colour to blue. Right, so there, allow that, and it's changed to blue, and it's all the way through the actual video. That's pretty good, yeah. So you can do that. I just showed you that. Right, now we go back onto the other things. We've gone through these one, we go on to the next one, which is devices. It shows you all Apple devices on there, basically. In the main ones are the Apple devices. I don't know whether they're going to do the generic ones or anything like that in the future. They may do, I don't know, we'll see. And then basically these, a lot of them, sorry, I'm back on the devices, these have not got a background on most of them, I don't think. Oh, hang on, let's just do down that one, let's have a check on that one. Ain't coming across. Okay, I've got a problem there. Let's just take that one off. Put that one on. That one ain't doing it. Let's do this one. Pull that one across. Yeah, most of these haven't got a background on them, so you can put a background on them. I'll show you how to do that later. Maybe I might just do it now actually. Look, there's one with no background, so you can see right through it. But if you've got go to the media, you can add some media like this one. I'll just download that. Right, that's added. So what I need to do now is just plonk it on there, make it smaller by doing that, and then I want it to be that size of that, so we'll go there, pull that down a bit, there, pull it across, and across that way. Right, and that down slightly, and that slightly like that. Now we can move in with that and adjust that like so. Now that's more or less the right size, but we're going to put the image on top of the photo, and there you go. We've got it in the photo of the. We've got it inside the phone. Sorry, like that. Right, so that's how you do that. That's very easy, not too hard at all really. You can make it. You can make the image longer as well, so that ain't hard to do. So that's what you can do with them. Right, let's go back onto the other things now. Like your 3D objects, there's a load of these. Like you've got the clouds. You can use them for doing a news forecast of the weather and stuff like that. And I will show you how to use everything with settings in a minute, but I'm just going to go through them all so that you can see there's a load of things there. There's a lot of stuff on there. Right, a ton of stuff on there, and that's just the 3D objects ones. Let's just delete that. Next one, go down a bit more, is the bobbleheads. You got the bobbleheads, you can put a thing on. All of these you can put motions on, so you can get them coming in from left to right or something. Let's just put that back to the beginning. So you got comes in like that, right? So you can do any of these. You can do animations with. Right. Let's go through flow. There's a load of flow ones as well. Got all sorts of different items on there you can use. Right. I don't know whether I actually covered that one correctly. Did I do the one before the cloth flow? And then let me just go back to that. The bobbleheads. Let's go down it so you can see more of what's there. Yeah, sorry about that. The flow, I've done the flow. The food. These are just food items. You got there. Them are all 2D, obviously. You can see. So they're used with the 2D animation stuff. What else? The doodles. These are for the doodle characters. They're not actually doodling themselves. You have to add the doodle ability on them using the effects and components and doodle like that. So grab that and it'll doodle it then. You just can draw it all the way across if you wish. Slowly, maybe. Like that, so and draw it like that. So that's how you do a drawing like that. To make it draw like that. Right, so them are all the doodle images, and you can put any of them on as long as you've downloaded them, of course. Obviously you've got trees and everything there that are available, and you've got illustrations. These are what you find usually on a lot of websites, these kind of doodles, these kind of illustrations, like this one for example, a romance one. That's looking nice. What the hell? Oh, it's gone right at the back here. Oh, you forgot to put that back. Right, so now you can see you can resize them any way you want to and everything, so that's pretty easy. But I just want to show you how many there are first before we continue. And there's loads of these. All sorts of different things, doing about all sorts of different things, like romance presentation, photographer, parents office, photographer, checking, leisure, jump, jogging, everything. There's loads of things there. You can't think of anything that they ain't thought of on the illustration. There's lots and lots of different things there. There's isometric ones. Loads of isometric things here, cars and vehicles and houses and trees and stuff. These are, say, if you want to do a plan of a property or something, you could do a plan or something like that, or a development area. Very useful for that sort of stuff. Then you've got some more flat images for things like 2D animations. You got characters as well and stuff like that there, with all the different vehicles there available. That's pretty useful for them. Quite a lot there. There's a ton of stuff. Absolutely loads of that. Then you got the next one, which is the SVGs. These are single colours of most of these. They're single colours. But they're very easy to change the colours of using the effects and that. Right, so you can do that pretty easy. Right, there's a hell of a lot of them. And you've got your scene objects. Right, so you can build a scene with these, different rooms and things, even a shop window or shop door, open and close signs and things like that. There's a lot of scene stuff there you can use, and you change the colours of them and stuff like that. Right, and the last one is the clay alphabet. These are all the same colours and textures and that, and that's to go with the clay characters, obviously. Right, that's that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one out of the 3D elements, and I'm going to pick a teacher's desk to show you basically what you can do with them. Obviously you can change the colours using the effects and the colour replace. Right, so I'm going to use colour replace on there. I'm just going to change this colour, so click on the dropper, change that colour and change it to, oops, I've got to do that first, haven't we? I made a mistake there, sorry. Change that colour, get off it, go to the new colour, change it to blue. As you can see, it went the wrong colour then. That's because I was on the wrong thing there. Just needs to change to this colour. Right, as you can see, there's one missing there. So if you've got one missing and you're on the colour replace, colour change area, you add another one. Then you go old colour and you try and click on the one that's missing there. Right, and then you change that to another blue. There you go, blue, like that. And that's worked. That looks pretty good, right? But say, I don't like it. I'd rather have it the way it was. So you just do colour replace there, and you click off it using the X. You click on that X button. But if it's missing, say it's like that, and you, where's the effects gone? Just go onto the effects there, and just click it off, and it'll change back. Or you can use undo, the undo button there, and redo buttons there if you need them. Right. Okay. Next, we want to do all the settings for this. Right. So you got replace media. So you put that there as a placeholder for a different kind of thing that's similar size to that. Right. You just replace it when you've imported the other media, and then the other media, you just click on it and it'll replace it. That's what that's for. But obviously we ain't got nothing to replace it with, so you just come off that, right? And then we're going to go back onto the settings, and opacity, you know what that is, I assume. It's where it's fully solid item, and then you can make it semi-solid by taking it halfway down, and I'll show you that it is like that by getting a tree. Put the tree in front of it at the moment. Right, now I'm going to put the tree behind it by moving the desk image up, and so the desk image is in front of the tree. And to prove that, I'm going to move the opacity up. You can see it is now in front of it. Right, now if I take the opacity down, you can see the tree through the desk. Right, there you go. That's what opacity does. It makes it semi-transparent and things like that. So I'll just get rid of that tree. Right, that's what opacity does. Okay, now you've got a scale here, which is easy to scale up and down in its particular way it is. So it scales to like the diagonal, like that. It scales in ratio. But if you want to change the ratio, you'd have to click on this little locked button there. So if you do that, it'll unlock it, and then you can scale the Y direction or the X direction, and you can change the size of the actual thing. Right, so you don't want to do it that bad, do you? Right, so let's just take that back so it's back to what it was. Right, so back there, right? That's the right size. Right, now, as well as that, you've got scaling here, which doesn't seem to do a lot when you look at it normally. Right, so nothing seems to be working. What's going on? Right, now we go back to default. Now, so you stretch it across this way. Now try that, and you'll see it'll change. What happened there? And what happened here? And then the default. So if you stretch it, it will change according to what it thinks you should be, according to the way you've stretched it. Right, let's just take that back so it goes back to the original shape. Right, as you can see, it's back to original, so it doesn't move. Now say if we do the horizontal stretch, we stretch it that way, what happens then? There's the default, there's cover, there's contain. It does a lot of different things, doesn't it? You say, so you've got to watch what you're doing. If you stretch it one way, it does one thing. If you stretch it another way, it does something different, right? So be aware of those things as well. Right, so that's back to normal now. The reason all this happened is because it's got a mask, right? And I can prove it's got a mask because here we'll do a border first. Right, there's 10 on that, and there you see the border. So that's the border of the whole entire image, which means it's got an invisible layer around it, which is the mask, obviously. Right, so you can do that, you move it around. But if you want to detach the mask, you will see what happens next. So detach the mask. So that means you can change the size of the mask as well. Right, so if I change the size of the mask like this, make it smaller and neater, you can do that. But there's a reason why it's out so far. Say you want to circular the edges, the corners, you can do that. If you take it too much, it's cutting off half the stuff, right? So let's put that back to where it was. Oh, went too far a little bit, but never mind. So that's the right size it was before. Right, so if you do that and then you take the edges off there, it's less likely to cut anything. There, it just cuts the edges off there, a very fine amount of the edge. Most of it will be seen fully. Right, using that circle thing. And once you've gone too far, you can't get it undone again, so you have to undo that way. But if you change the size of the mask, you can change it without the border. You don't need the border. You can take the border off. Right, now I'm just going to enter that. Right, now I want to change the mask size. So I'll go there and there, and I want to move the mask over. So I'm going to change the size of the mask to that. Right, so there it is, and I'm going to attach the mask again, and then we've got that. So you can use the mask, you just cut the thing down to the size you want. Then we can say, for example, we want to properties and turn it, flip it round. There you go, got that on there. You can do that. So a mask is used for some things, right, like that. So if you wanted to get just that one corner with the globe on, you could, and stuff like that, right? So it looks like you've only got a bit of a table on that. Right? That's what you can do with the detaching the mask and reattaching the mask and stuff. So, but it's still on, but you can't see because the mask was too small, right? That's one thing, right? I'll show you how to sort out that with the masking. And properties here, you give you the properties for X and Y. So say you want it to go 10 more to the right, so you get 231 instead of 221. You see it moves slightly. And with Y you want to go down a bit more, so you can say 43 instead of 23 to come down a bit, right? That's what the precision is. Scale, you know what scale is, it's about making it bigger or smaller, like that. And usually the scale is in one piece, so you go 100% like that, it's really big, right? Now we get to 50 and it'll be the right size for us in a minute, like that, right? Now you can click the lockbox on here and it'll give you the X and the Y, and you can change it like that, same as you did up here. You can up here, right? So if you change the Y, obviously it's going to be a bit bigger, and then the X will be a bit longer, so 100. And you see how far that's gone across, right? Let's change that back to 50, and that to 30, or somewhere around there, right? That's fine. And you got your opacity there as well, so you know what the opacity is. I've already done that. Rotation, that's the normal rotation, so you can go 90 degrees and it'll be on its side. Let's put it up a bit, sorry. It's on its side. Alright, so that's the normal rotation. 3D rotation, you can't do 90 degrees. If you do 90 degrees, you won't see it. Let me show you. That's because it's a flat image and you can't see it because it's flat like that, so you can't see it, right? So 45, you see it there, right? Same with the 3D rotation. Y 45 degrees, that's 45 degrees. If I put it 90 on that one, you won't be able to see it. It's the same as with that one. As you can see, while I'm messing with these numbers on here, this 3D perspective comes up. You can change it while that's on, right? So say you wanted 60 on the perspective, it did change a bit. But if you have nothing on the 3D rotation for Y or X, the 3D perspective disappears. You'll see, watch. Okay, now you've seen the flip already, so you can flip that way, or you can flip horizontally as well and vertically. You can do either horizontally or vertically, right? That's the horizontal and that's the vertical flip, right? Okay. As well as that, you've already seen the border. I've showed you how to do the border. The shadow, that's very useful for if you've got a backdrop of from light. You want a backdrop from the light. So you're going to do a distance of about 5, like that, and you need a blur of about 2, possibly, like that. And you can change the colour of the shadow. It's like a bluey colour. It's a night light coming through or something. You can do that, and you can change the angle according to what you want. Right. Now you can also increase the actual opacity of the colour so that it looks more solid, but it's not advisable for shadow, to be honest. But there you go. And you can add your favourite colours you want. And you can also do more than one colour. I don't know. Hang on. Well, you can add extras to it. You go on to that. Now you can make it popular, the colour that you want for the shadow, by adding it to there, like that. So cool. I don't know how you delete it. You just right click and delete it, so you don't have it on anymore if you want. So that's cool anyway. Right, but that's shadow sphere. You can do shadows. I'm just going to take off the distance and it'll be okay then. Right. Next, anchor points. To do an anchor point, you do the normal 9 different ones, and what it does, it'll rotate around that particular anchor point. I'll show you there. Okay, you can put it any one of those 9 points, but you can also move the anchor point from where it is to a point where you want it. So now if I want to rotate anything, I can rotate it around that anchor point I've made there, and I can put it on the globe and have everything rotate around the earth like that. That's pretty cool. But if you want to put it back to normal, then you put it there on the anchor point, either here. Right, the blend mode helps to change the colours of your image, whatever colour it is, to whatever colour you want. You can change the humidity, luminosity, light, screen, darken and stuff like that. It's quite useful for if you want to get a different look to it, and the hues to it, colour, whatever you want to do, you know. I don't know whether there's any other abilities for these, whether you can do anything. I think them are more advanced if you want to do anything like that. You can, I think you can add a colour to it, but I don't know how to do it with this blend mode. I haven't tried it, so we'll try that in the future. And the track matte is too advanced for you, so I'm not going to do that as yet, because you need a mask, you need masks on it and stuff like that, right? So that's on luminescence. I've just screwed that up and put them on. The matte alpha, there you go, put that back. Ain't done nothing now, there you go. I've lost that now. Right, I just drag that across. I've clicked on something wrong on the track matte. I just added the video like that. If you do that and change that to that, it should be okay, but we've lost everything else. There you go. So I just take that off video, put it on none, and then you've got your image, right? But that's for the future. I'm going to tell you how to do that after. Tiles, I've done this before in one of my other videos. All you do is you click on it and it gives you lots of tiles of the same thing. All the other things will react to what this does, so if I turn it, all the others will turn with it. If I change the colour, all of them will have the colour change with them. Margins, you can add a -10 to get them closer. Whoops, that's a -100, so -10, get them closer on the x-axis as well as the y, the x-axis as well as the y. And you can do -20 on there. See how close I am now? Yeah. If you want to do them closer, you do -30 and they'll be right up here. But you don't want that anyway. I'm just saying, if you need to do any tile work with it, you know, print off a load of tiles of the same thing, that's how you do it. Okay, but that's basically what you can do with these. You can, well, I've just left the tiles on and on. It's basically everything you can do with these icons. You can use them for all the different backgrounds and that, so they are useful for that. There will be other features that I can add to these in the future, but that's an advanced lesson which I'm going to go to in the future, to do with effects and other things you can do with them. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. It's gone on a bit longer than I expected, but I hope it's been useful, chat, and I hope you've enjoyed it anyway. And thank you for watching, and if you have enjoyed it, please like and subscribe to Tony's Tutorials. Thank you very much.